I consider myself to be pretty even-tempered, pretty chill guy. I don't like to complain too much about my life. But that being said, today I'm gonna be kind of ranting about a previous experience that I had, and I think it's going to change the way that I go to doctors in the future. A couple months ago, I was like dying.
You're not dying, you just can't think of anything good to do.
Not really, but I had a pretty bad fever for like multiple days, and I just like couldn't get out of bed, and I just was feeling so crappy. Pulled myself together to go to the doctor after like 4 or 5 days. It was crazy. They basically just tested for a few things, including COVID, including strep, yada yada. They sent me home with some things to try, and really it was just like, didn't get that much out of it, right? Whenever I go to the doctor, I'm not sure what I'm expecting. You're hoping that they'll help somehow, right? You're hoping that they'll be that person to just point you in the right direction. They basically were like, drink lots of fluids, take some Advil for the chills and fever. If you're not better in like another week, come and see us, that type of thing. It's like, okay, fine. A few weeks pass, I had a different issue. I was experiencing some pain. So I went back to the doctor, kind of fearful, wanted to make sure that I didn't have something serious and wanted to make sure I was gonna be okay and have direction. And for that one, I actually did go to the ER just because it was pretty bad pain. I think I'd even called beforehand and asked, I was like, is this something I should go to the ER for, or is this something that I should just go to like the Instacare clinic? And the person on the phone was like, to treat it more thoroughly, I would just go to the ER. So I was like, okay, sounds good. I've never been to the ER. Maybe they can do some things there that the Instacare can't. Not only did I wait like 45 minutes to get in at the ER, which, whatever. Again, they check me for different things. One machine with like this thing, they're just kind of like checking, and I get sent home with an antibiotic. Fine, I guess that's all they can do in that situation, whatever. A few weeks pass, and I receive a statement. Then I receive another statement. Then I receive another statement. And by statements, I mean bills. Then another bill and another bill. These are all separate bills for 2 experiences that I had at a doctor's office and at an ER. Everything totaled up is close to $3,000 in charges. $3,000 to tell me that I need an antibiotic and I need to drink water and, you know, come back if you get worse type of thing. It's just so crazy. And I know that you guys probably have had similar experiences or know people that have. I guess my insurance, like I have insurance, I guess it's just not that great. Am I missing something? Like, is this how it is for everybody? I know that there's like the deductibles, and I had not hit our deductible yet. My insurance did help with some things, but still left me with, you know, almost $3,000 bill with everything put together. I know healthcare and health insurance just varies so much. And so like, I can't speak much on that. Just the overall healthcare system that we have is so frustrating. It's like, how did we get to this point too, where if we do have some pain or if we do, you know, have fevers for a few days, how did we get to the point where we feel like we rely on the doctors to help us out? At the end of the day, I do feel like this was kind of a wake-up call for me, because it's like, And it's not only just the amount of the bill, it's also, I just feel completely taken advantage of. It's like they use one little machine and they charge you $500 for it. They use another little thing, they charge you $1,000. Or it's like, oh, this is the physician's bill, by the way, they need $400. And also, why can't they just be more upfront about these charges and say, hey, just so you know, if you're gonna see this person, you're gonna have this, this, and this sent to you. Oh, and if you have this, you're gonna have this, this, and this sent to you. That would be like super nice to be like, you know what? I think I'll try this before I come here and speak with this doctor. It was just a wake-up call of what can I do for my own health to where I won't ever have this happen ever again. I just don't like this feeling of being taken advantage of. So what I'm thinking right now is subject to change. First of all, I've started taking a lot more vitamins and minerals. I looked up a few different things and now I'm taking them almost daily. And then the other thing is, if I do get sick, I am going to give it my best shot. I'm going to drink lots of liquids. I'm going to, well, I guess not while I'm sick, but I'm going to be exercising way more. But when I do get sick, I'm going to be drinking lots of water. I'm going to be eating healthy foods, and I'm going to give it at least 7 days or so in certain situations before I ever consider going to someone for help. And when I do go to someone for help, and there are those situations, right? I totally understand that there are situations where people need to go and get a professional's help or professional machinery. I get it. Like, modern technology and modern medicine can be so useful and so helpful. But what I'm personally going to do is I have connections to Mexico. My wife is Mexican, and we have lived in Mexico for over a year. And I feel completely comfortable with going into Mexico and receiving cheaper healthcare there that's by and large the exact same thing. And in some cases, from what I understand from Daisy, it's a lot better. I'm willing to give that a shot for sure. Like, that's my plan, is I'm gonna do what I can on my end, but then if it gets to that point where I need to see a doctor in the future, I'm gonna try to go to Mexico. Since we're gonna be going back to Dallas, I think this is good of opportunity as any, at least in the coming little while, to test this out and see how that goes for me personally. Daisy's pretty much feeling the exact same thing I do. She's been very frustrated with American healthcare. She also has like similar things, just keeps getting bills for these random things, even though she paid the copay and her insurance did this and that. Apart from all that, I do understand too that Dalen is different. Dalen's a small child. I'm more willing and flexible to receive more assistance for someone like him, because with some things he's at a bigger risk. With whatever situation it is, I just, want to make sure to try to give him the best. And sometimes that might not be taking him into Mexico and getting care, I'm flexible. I'm reasonable. But for me, in this coming part of my life, this is my new plan. This is my new way to not rely on these greedy, I'm not saying the doctors themselves are greedy, but the system is just like whack. I want to step away from that, take more ownership of my own health, not feel like I need to rely on somebody. I feel good about that. There's just also so many resources that can totally help us if we just do like a little bit of research on our own, a little bit of testing and seeing what works well for our own bodies, not panicking and not having that fear. Oh, am I dying? This isn't medical advice, so don't take it as such. Everybody's unique and has their own situations. No judgment at all. It feels like I'm getting fined for just, having some aches and pains and bumps and bruises, and you feel scared to get sick. I don't know if there's anyone out there that is watching this that has had similar experiences and has done similar things and it's been okay for them. I'd love to hear if you have any stories about it below. But yeah, guys, I'm done. That's my new plan, and I'm sticking to it. If you do have any thoughts or advice for me, please put them in the comments below. I'd love to read them.